All right, Kitchen Table Wargamers, we're back for another battle report. This is going to be Aeldari versus Aeldari. So, as my friend Ruben has predicted, Eldar is going to win. Yes, he's very clever. I'm going to be playing against Carlo. He's running, it's actually custom Craft Worlds. So he's got the 5-up Filno Paint against Mortal Wounds, and the other one is the... Oh, what was the other one?
On psychic tests, rolls of ones are considered
count as twos, yeah. And so that should give you a clue. He's bringing a bunch of Psychers, because anybody playing Craft World is bringing Psychers. And I'm playing Drukhari. I've got 3 patrols. You'll see those in a minute. This is my Warlord. She has the Triptych Whip and the Blood Dancer Warlord trait, so she gets to explode 6s to hit. And hopefully, I'm going to wreck some face. Of course, it's going to be weird, because it's Aeldari versus Aeldari. We'll be back in just a second for the armies. All right, folks, here is the Aeldari force that I'm playing up against today. This is 2 patrols. This is going to be so much fun. Some fire prisms. Those are easy to identify. These dudes, the winged conversions here, these are amazing. These are Shadow Specters. And Carlo has described them as being similar to Inceptors. So they fly, they shoot. They don't want to do melee, he says, which means I want to melee them. But they're very cool. You've already seen the Warlord. I didn't even say his name. He's the avatar of Cain. I'm super excited. And this is an older model, which I love. I'm a fan of the older models, especially for Aeldari stuff. Very, very fun. And of course, there's a squad of Wraithblades with the axes. But guess what? It's not just one squad. There's another squad of Wraithblades. And there's another squad of Wraithblades. I don't know if I'm excited about that. The 4-up invulnerable things, I'm not real keen on. There's 2 squads of Guardians, so just a couple of basic OBSEC guys, just fill out your troops for your patrols. And then we got some big boys. These are Wraith Seers. Was there anything special? We had their psychic powers.
They have psychic. They get to have 1 psychic power, and then they have smite, of course. Yeah, that's a basic one.
That's the basic stuff. Yeah. So we got the 2 Wraith Seers, and we have the 2. I can't remember the name of these to save my life.
Farseer.
Farseers. Yes. This dude over here, I know, has the Ghost Helm. If you're not familiar with that, it's not going to come up much for me, but it's the 3+ to shrug. Mortal Wounds. It's crazy. So yeah, if he decides to perils on himself, he won't care. This guy's rocking Doom. I think this one has Fortune
and Executioner.
What was the other one that this guy had?
Doom and what's the other one that basically we roll to hit, and then the other one I think is we roll to.
I can't remember the name of it because I don't play them. But I'm playing against them today. So I'll be finding out, I'm sure. And of course, I did not bring any denies. Guide, that's the one.
Guide, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, and they all have their smites, of course. So it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun list. I've never played these on the channel. I played one time against Aeldari 2 or 3 years ago, but I was playing my Grey Knights, so it'll be a fun game. Hope you guys are excited and ready for this. We'll be back in just a second to look at Drukhari. Here we go. Here are the Darkkin, the Drukhari. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 raiders with dark lances. These are all running in the patrol that is Black Heart. That is being led by my Master Archon. He has the Djinn Blade, he has a blast pistol, and he has the Hatred Eternal. I'm always torn between Ancient Evil and Hatred Eternal, but I'm going Hatred Eternal because he rerolls everything and hates everything, so it kind of makes sense. He is accompanied with 3 squads of Cavalite Warriors. They're all Splinter Rifles, and then each squad has 1 blaster in each one. We got Fancy Pants over there because I couldn't find my other boring painted guy. So we got one fancy blaster. He'll be cool. I have then, and those are all Black Hearts. So they're all rerolling the ones to hit. They can all advance and shoot turn 1, power from pain, etc. And then I also have 2 Ravagers. The Ravagers, I'm going to be trying out the triple disintegrator cannons because of AdMech. They are forcing my hand to try to put some damage to things with high AP in them. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. We'll find out soon. Then I have Cult of Strife. I've got a Succubus here who has the Razorflails. I'm creating kit bashing one. So she has the old school Razor Snare and a nice blade, and she looks cool, so I'm going to use her for Razorflails. She has Dark Lotus Toxin for the +1 strength and +1 damage. And she has competitive edge. So yeah, she'll be kind of nasty. That's the re-rolling everything that does not wound. I've already seen the Warlord. I've got a squad of 10 Blood Brides. There's a Shardnet and a Razorflail and an Agoniser. The rest are all standard. I've got 10 Witches. This one I paid to upgrade to Morvaine's Agoniser to prevent fallback. Again, I'm trying to build a list that techs into things that can help hold up the nasty little AdMech threat these days. Drazar, the Master of Blades, is leading my third patrol. It is a Prophets, no, not Prophet, it's a Coven of 12. However, you might notice I didn't actually bring the OBSEC models. So I think what I'm going to do, because my racks got left at home, Carlos subtracted 100 points. I'll subtract 100 points because I don't have the models. And he's just going to rock around with the Archon. And then I just have the 2 patrols. That's really funny. So all they're doing is filling out points. But it was 2 squads of 5 racks. A little bit of toughness, a little bit of feel no pain. It could help out a little bit in things like this where I've got all these psychers coming at me. So that's my fault. I didn't bring them. But he is going to be helping out his 3 squads of incubi that are spread out between the 2 patrols. And ironically, they were not in the Coven of 12 patrol, so that doesn't matter either. So everything's fixed. It's all easy peasy. And I am done. It is 1,900 points. Carlo is also playing 1,900 points, being kind to me because I made it a good 45 minutes from home and realized I left 2 squads of racks at the house. For shame. That is it. We'll be back in just a minute for deployment, the map, and get this game underway. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. Aeldari on one side, the Darkkin, the Drukhari on the other side. That just makes me happy. We're playing mission number 22. It is called Battle Lines. So you'll have 4 objectives, which is going to be interesting. There's 2 in no man's land, 1 in each deployment zone. It's kind of saucy. You deploy in the back short end of the table on each side, and so we've done that. We've done our deployments. We've got everything ready to go. On his side, it's fairly straightforward. A Fire Prism on that flank, Wraith Seer, Wraith Blades, Avatar, Wraith Seer, Wraith Blades. Yes, I can do this. Some Guardians plopped in right there. The Shadow
Ghost Spectre.
Ghost Spectres.
Shadow Spectres.
Shadow Spectres, something like that. We're getting there. We're getting there. The 2 Farseers right there. Then here is the other Fire Prism and the last squad of Guardians over there. So that's his deployment right up front, ready to rumble. On my side, because I forgot to bring 2 squads of racks, I have an empty Raider. It would not normally be empty, but it is today. It's going to hold that objective. I realized at the very end of my deployment, this guy should have been like back here instead of out there in the front, but he's somewhat hidden. We'll see. Who knows? There's also not really any space for him to fit because these 3 raiders are here taking this line of sight, blocking terrain. There's witches there, incubi and cabalites there, and then this is a ravager. Then on this side, we have a party in this corner. So there's another ravager. There's Archon, incubi, cabalites, more witches, and then Drazar, the party bus right here with incubi and cabalites there. So that's it. That is everybody deployed. We are neither of us deep striking anything. Neither of us are reserving anything. So we're ready to roll. Would you like to roll first, sir? Oh, I'm encouraged. He started with a mighty 1. I have rolled a mystery. Yeah. Oh, it's a 4. Excellent.
You may want to go first.
I don't even have a choice anymore. I'm excited about this. Yes, I'm very happy because now I cannot lose that empty Raider for no apparent reason because that was pretty silly. Woohoo! We'll be back in just a minute for the Drukhari turn 1. The Drukhari have struck fast and we have done actual work. I've been impressed. These guys disembarked and had to advance just enough to get to touching the forest right here and also on the objective. This boat wasn't close enough for them to advance and get in the boat, or if I'd moved them right, I could have moved that over. They could have gotten in and sat on the objective. Foolish, I know, but it's okay. I learned from my mistakes, I hope. These 2 raiders moved up. The front one was just too far away to get on the objective, so that objective is not owned by anybody at the moment. The Ravager came forward. These 2 raiders did 11 wounds on the wingtip of the Fire Prism. So it's still alive on a wound. Oh, yes, so that's spicy. This Ravager that was with them shot into here. We got 1 with a blaster from the Cabalite squad and the Raider, and then 1 wound through with a splinter rifle, and that was it. So they're done. That was this half of the board shooting. this side over here with the 2 raiders whiffed, 2 raiders hit, and did 6 damage each time, and we killed this. So this fire prism's gone, the other one's on 1 wound. So that was a pretty good start. The splinter and blaster from here did nothing, and then I used this last ravager up here to shoot at the shadow specter ghost dudes with wings and scary guns that could move real fast. They're gone. The ravagers are back. Disintegrator cannons, I like them. Carlo is not a fan, but I couldn't do anything to these 4-up invul saves except on that 1 squad over there. So it's, you know, give and take. So all of his melee threats are going to be able to get kind of danger close this turn, I think, is going to be a problem. But that's it. I didn't score any points. None of my secondaries are scoreable. I didn't show you that, but I'll show you the secondaries when Carlo's done with his turn 1. So we'll be back for the Aeldari turn 1 in just a moment. All right, lots and lots of advancing happening. So these, I called them Guardians earlier. These are Dire Avengers. Forgive me. Those of you that play Aeldari are yelling at me. Now it's been corrected. All is forgiven. They advanced. They didn't quite make it on the objective, but they got close. These guys advanced as well, so I didn't get charged on the face by them. I'm thankful for that. Moved regularly. They just moved pretty far. These guys moved, and then the Quicken was cast upon them, and they moved again. So they're right up here in the center. Kind of menacing, if I do say so. The Avatar followed them up. Over on this side as well, some advances, so they were not able to charge. But this Wraithseer made a big old 8-inch charge. It was pretty cheeky. And it does net him engage on all the fronts for 3 of the quarters at least, so we get 2 points out of that. He dealt me, was it 4 wounds. It was 4 wounds. D3 plus 1, and he rolled a 1. That's the way those go. But it took 4 wounds off the raider. The raider hit him back, and I hurt him 1 time. It was, yeah, I was proud of it, I guess. These guys, Dire Avengers, chilling in the woods. They're holding that back objective, and the fire. Oh, here we go. The Farseers, they shot back this direction because he didn't like my shooting round the first turn. So they came back here. They were able to still cast Fortune, correct?
Yep.
Onto that middle blob. So those guys have the, what?
4-up invul, 5+ up, feel no pain.
It's the 5-up, feel no pain, yes. So I'm going to probably ignore these. That's probably what my plan will be. And I'll try to get the ones that don't have feel no pains. And I don't know if I'll kill them either because they're all at a 4-up invulnerable save. That's very rude. He did have some bad luck with some of the casts. He failed the Protect one, is that right? The one that gives him the +1. So they were going to be at a 3-up invul plus the 5-up feel no pain. He failed Protect. So I was okay with that. I mean, not that I had any control over it anyways. This dude with his 1 wound fired down into my raider over there. Failed to wound him.
And then bounced off.
I did a Night Shield save is what I did. I yelled Night Shields, and it happened.
Yeah, just a dent on the hull.
Well, that's right. That's right. We scratched some paint. Now they're mad at you. You don't know what's coming now. Exactly. So he's moved up to 13 command points. I didn't write down, but he engaged on 3 of the 4 fronts, so he's at 2 points on that. We both have Assassinate. He also took behind enemy lines. I have heard the prey, the Drukhari specific one, so if I can keep him out of my table quarters, I'll get 2 points starting from turn 2. That means I've got some work to do because some of these dudes are kind of nasty. And Abhor the Witch, because I don't want his Psychers to keep doing Psychery shenanigans, because that's what Aeldari are really good at. So, oh, and I did forget to mention, I did use lightning fast reactions over here. So I spent 1 command point for that in the melee or fight phase, I mean, and it did help. Actually, all it did was it scared this dude because he rolled 3 2s. So the lightning fast didn't even make a difference. But apparently, mentally, I shook him. That's what it is. So we'll be back in just a minute for Drukhari turn 2. All right, folks. Turn 2 is over for the Drukhari. It was vicious. The Wraithseer, this raider here, fell back for a command point and was able to still shoot. Didn't matter because he whiffed. Everybody got out to make the charge, and then the Blaster and this raider back here killed it. So the Wraithseer died before they could do any charges. Feels bad. Nah, not really. It was a pretty brutal turn. So everything here shot. We fired into these guys and didn't do anything, I don't think. Maybe hurt 1. And then we charged them with Incubi, Drazar, Archon, Incubi, and made them fight last, and then killed them real bad. This Ravager shot all the way across into the trees, killed 3 of the 5 Dire Avengers, and then the other Ravager shot across the board, was just 2 inches in range, so it had range. So that Ravager over there, and we picked up the Dire Avenger squad out of this corner. What's really annoying is the way these guys are placed right here. They're in those two table quarters back there. So I don't get Herd the Prey because he's still in this table quarter with that squad and this table quarter. So even if I killed that, he would have still prevented me scoring a bunch of points over there. It's kind of obnoxious, but it was a good play. Over here on this side of the board, we got out of the boat. We charged with the Succubus. She killed 2 or 3 of the Wraith Blades. The Witches killed the other 1 or 2 that were left. Dark Lotus Toxin and Razorflails is still nothing to laugh at. This guy charged into the Wraithseer. The Witches piled into the Wraithseer after they fought. We didn't do any damage here, so that was kind of comical. A little bit of slapping back and forth. I did spend lightning fast reactions on my Witches because he chose to hit the Witches with the Wraithseer and ended up not mattering. The Incubi got out and they charged the Dire Avengers over there and picked them up. And then we shot and killed the Fire Prism. It did not explode because there's 2 Farseers in that corner. They're not dead. They're fine. That is the end of my turn. I only picked up 5 points on primary because he managed to either touch the objectives I was trying to touch and prevent me from that, or I just was only on an objective, so it was kind of bad. So that's the end of my turn. I picked up 2 for Aboard the Witch. I picked up nothing for Assassinate, and I will get 2. I think I get 4 on Herd the Prey. I'll have to calculate that real quick. And then we'll be back for the Aeldari turn 2. See what the retaliation will be like. Will the Aeldari have come back? Wraithblades are vicious in combat. So is the Avatar, which I already knew that, but still, it was pretty impressive. So Mr. Avatar charged into the Archon and Drazar, the Master of Blades. I spent for a command point to lightning fast against him, even though he hits on 2s. So he's hitting on 3s. I figure he's got no rerolls. Maybe I have a chance. He only got 2 wounds through because Drazar saved a whole bunch. But then, of course, it's like a melt a sword thing, so he did like 12 damage to Drazar, something insane. It was like, wow, cool, I reduced it by 1, doesn't matter. Very dead. That's his skull. Oh, and this one, this dude died from your crazy shooting sword thing, whatever that is. He can boomerang it. Whirling death. So then, I spent command points for my Incubi to interrupt on the Wraith Blades. I killed 2, so I was proud of them for that, and then they all died. Then my Archon, oh boy did the Archon have some fun. He went into the Avatar of Cain. He killed the Avatar of Cain. Yes, he did. Hatred Eternal in the Jin Blade killed the Avatar of Cain, but then he spends 3 command points, and the Avatar of Cain comes back. Super cheeky. And then he rolled 3 wounds on his D6, so he's got 3 wounds left. That's a really cool strat. It's super cool. So that all happened there. So I lost Drazar, an Incubi, lost a whole squad of Incubi over there. Over here, the Witches just obliterated this poor guy. They're nasty. So they start re-rolling all, I mean, not re-rolling, but I didn't spend for that. It's just hitting on 3s.
They sniped the whole squad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was that. So my Incubi that are no longer here, they died because mortal wounds are stupid. The Farseers, they're going to die. That's all I got to say about that. They came in and they did all their smiting and were very cheeky and removed my entire squad of Incubi, which was good because my Incubi were going to remove them. But then he beat me to it. So that's where we're at. We lost a Witch because the Wraithseer shot into combat, killed 1 there. But I made some good invul saves also. That's it. That is the end of the turn. So Carlo picked up no points on primaries, but he picked up 3 for Assassinate. And yeah, it's actually a very close game points-wise right now. Unfortunately for Carlo, he doesn't have nearly as many bodies on the board as I do, so I don't think it's going to stay close. True. Yeah, I don't think it's going to stay very close, but it is actually really close at this moment in time. Neither of us, I scored 5 in primary that turn. He didn't score any that turn, but then I got 4 on Herd the Prey, 4 because I killed his Warlord, even though he came back to life. You still get to count it. And then it's very close. Pretty wild. So we'll be back after the Drukhari. Turn 3 next. Alrighty, the Drukhari turn 3 is over. we got real nasty over here. We didn't shoot anything. We charged everything. The Incubi killed the Avatar. No, sorry, the Succubus, Triptych Whip Girl. She killed the Avatar. Right? Second time this dude's died. He spends his 3 command points, stands him back up, but he only comes back with 1 wound this time. So then my Incubi killed the Avatar again. And because it's in the same phase, the Avatar stayed dead. But it took 2, I mean, it was, yeah. Then the Incubi, we killed 1 more Wraithblade. Then over here, my Witches and the Succubus made their charges and killed the Farseers. And the Blood Brides also made their charge, and the Archon was still here. So with only 2 Wraithblades left on the table, Carlos said, yeah, we don't need to roll that many dice. So he went ahead and called the game at that point, and that was a brutal Drukhari fashion type game right there. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. I know Aeldari, they're needing some tweaks, some things to make them a little spicier. But it ended up it was a lot of fun to play. At the end of the day, I scored the 15 on primary that turn, picked up all the Abhor the Witch points I could get, heard the Prey. It was nice because, they were dead. And then assassinate points. And that's it. So that was the end of the game. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed your army. It was really pretty.
You're welcome.
It's a very cool army. So
yeah, I learned a lot and I enjoyed it. It was a blast for me, honestly.
Good. Yeah, and this is the first time Carlos had a chance to play against Drukhari. So I'm sure some of you are quite familiar with that experience. The first time you play the Drukhari can be kind of a wake-up call. They're dumb in a good way for me. But yeah, thank you, sir. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a lot of fun to meet you and play you. And then we'll be playing a little RTT on Saturday, so I'm gonna might get another chance at this. And then
hopefully not.
And he says hopefully not, but he said he's going home to tweak the whole list so he can come back and kill me next time. So we'll see what happens. But this has been another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, I got the link from